That was good. All right, K&N on the 3.5. It is guaranteed to increase horsepower. If you don't believe it, read the box. Whatever, I like the sound. So yes, this is what's in here. Some hoses, some clamps, some gaskets for the box, little gasket for the box. That holds the air filter, couplers. We'll get into it. Okay, step one, disconnect the negative battery, 10mm. Then we disconnect this little guy right here. Push and pull. Disconnect that one. Loosen the hose clamp. It's a 7mm. Make it nice and loose. Pop these guys. Take this off. Take that off. And then set this aside. Loosen these. You can use a 6mm or a flathead screwdriver. Whatever's easier. Sucker's a little excessive, but it works. That's loose, that's loose. Just start taking everything off. Take this guy off. Okay, so you take the smaller gasket, cut it in 9.5-inch sections, take their supplied super glue and super glue them to the bottom of the metal box so the lip comes down, and you would think that it would cross and completely cover it, but it's short, and it's definitely short, but I guess they just want a little cushion. So glue that on. It's a pain to get the glue in there and all that, but I guess you don't want it coming off. So I'm gonna get it started. Get a little bit in there. Try not to get it on my fingers. And then we'll start it here. And then I'm just going to dribble it along the edge as I go. It's probably good enough. Hopefully. And if you want a rag, have a rag handy for some cleanup, which I'm gonna go get. Wipe up the excess and then do the other side. By no means am I a professional. This is just how I'm doing it. So if you have a better way, good on you. You put this big guy around the whole edge. Sometimes it's easier just to measure it out and cut it, measure it out and cut it, or you can try and do it all with one piece. I'm gonna try and do it all with one piece just to see if I could do it. It's just getting around those corners is tough. That's on there. This one you do not have to super glue. You just gotta get it on there, bend it, because it's metal in there, so you should be able to bend it on real nice. Yeah, she worked out nicely. And then I think I'm gonna have some excess, which I do, so I will trim that. Doesn't have to be exact, you just want it nice. It's easier with two hands. Trim it, stick it on there. All good. After you get the gasket on, take this little plastic ring, shove it through the inside, line up the holes. You get your bolt, lock washer, and a 4mm Allen. Get that started. This started. tighten it up. Okay, well I have this over here. You want to, this is kind of jumping ahead in the instructions, but I'm here right now, so it's easy to do. So install this little rubber gasket. There's a plug if you don't have the sensor, and there's an O-ring if you do have the sensor, and the sensor is right here. So I took pliers, gently twisted this, got to like this point here, and then just wiggled and pops it out. So then you say to remove the O-ring on here. Maybe save it if you want. I'll probably save it with all the other junk. And then that goes in here. And it kind of just pushes in and pushes in again. Twist it, wiggle it, and then you feel it, give it that second pop in there. So that's it. I'm gonna take these clamps and hoses. That bigger one is for the air filter. These two are for the connections on this. That old filter out of there. You want to mount this box. This is the tube here. I'm just putting it here. So these slide in to there. And then this clips on like the factory air box. And there you go. These all fit where they would fit. So like this is the smaller one, this is the bigger one, and this is the biggest, goes down here. So put your hose clamps on and the rubber gaskets. So once you got these on here, make sure they're going to be in spots where you can get to them. And you want to put everything together. Use your socket or the screwdriver. Back with an 8. Yep, tight. Again, you want them pretty snug, but not so you're going to crush the tube. But you definitely don't want any, see like that right there? Bad. It's not in. There we go. I will say, one step I missed was installing this in the box first, because you can't get it in there. Or can you? Yes, you can. It's a little easier to do it when it's not already installed, but not too hard. Start to get a little snug, and then make sure it's pushed on all the way. You don't want any junk getting behind it. You can feel around the back side. Make sure it's completely on all the way around. You don't want it separated, because that's your filter. And then plug this little guy in, and you're good to go. I mean, I've had them on other trucks, and you feel a little bit of a difference, I think, but it just gives it a nice good sound. So, alright, don't forget, like and subscribe, all that business. Yeah, don't forget to attach the battery, or your car won't start. It's weird how that works. And we'll do what we did before. There we go. Now we can start it up, see how it sounds. A little bit more of the turbos, a little bit more of the engine rumble. Sounds good. I'll check these fittings after a little driving just to make sure.